When we're subtracting in year 2, the aim is to get children to be able to subtract 2-digit numbers. But we start by making sure that children could subtract single-digit numbers first from any 2-digit number. So for example, if we had 35, we'd want them to be able to subtract any single-digit number. We might support that with a number line by putting 35 and then counting back 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be 35, 34, 33, 32, 31. So the answer would be 31. And then we'd need to make sure that children can count back from any 2-digit number in a tens number, a multiple of 10. Again, use a number line to support that, 35, and we'd count back 10 to make 25, and then another 10 to make 15, and the answer would be 15. When we're happy children can do that, we might move on then to being able to subtract any 2-digit numbers. We can do subtracting in 2 ways. We can either count back or we can count on to find a difference. If we're counting back, that's a method we might use if there is a small if we're counting back a small number, if we're taking away a small number. So for example, if we had 35 sweets and I ate 7, how many would be left? How many would be left? So we're looking at 35 subtract 7. So again, we might do that on a number line and would count backwards 35. To begin with, children might count back in single ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they might go 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, and find the answer of 28. What we'd want children to do soon is to what we call bridging 10. We'd want children to start at 35 and we'd want to count back to 30 by taking away 5 first and then taking away 2 to give 28. So we're breaking down our 7 into 5 and 2, taking away 5 first to go to a tens number and then taking that 2 off that tens number to get 28, and that's what we call bridging 10. That's counting backwards. We can also count up to find a difference, or count on, and that's to find a difference in the 2 numbers, and that's when the difference between the 2 numbers is not very great. For example, if we had 35 sweets and we ate 28 sweets, how many would we have left? So again, we can draw a number line to help us. If we put a 35 there, put 0 there, and let's say 28 is there. These 28 sweets are going, they've been eaten, and so the number of sweets left are these from 28 up to 35. And again, we could count onwards from 28 up to 35 to find the difference between those 2 numbers, and we do that by counting up to the next 10, counting up 2, and then counting up from 30 to 35, which is 5, and that would show us that the difference between those 2 numbers is 7, or that 35 subtract 28 is 7. And that's how we would teach subtraction in year 2. We might at the towards the end of year 2 start to show that in columns, ready for year 3. So we might show that as 35 subtract 24 this time, and then we would show that with some real apparatus, with some deans. So we'd have 30, we could draw our tens and ones columns, tens and ones, and we've got 35, oops, 35. Now With addition, we would put our other number here and add them together. But with subtraction, we don't want to do that. We just want to write our 24 here because we are taking that amount away. And it's confusing if we put 24 on that place value grid. So we've got 5 and we can take away 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it leaves us with 1. And then we've got 30 and we take away 20. 2 10s, 1 2, and that leaves us with 1. So our answer is 11. 1 10 and 1 1. And our answer, if we transfer that here, we've got 5 subtract 4 is 1, and 3 10s subtract 2 10s is 1 10. So our answer is 11. And that's how we begin to show our 2-digit subtraction using columns in Year 2.